We did actually tease a little bit that you were coming, and we did say Austen was coming too, but Austin's not here, so...
Yeah.
Do
you want to put a statement out for your friend?
I think Austen's statement would read a little like, I took a later flight than Craig, even though on my story, he's sitting right next to me on the plane. But Austin's recuperating, and he's in a good place right now. We've had 2 stops on our tour, and the crowd was great, but I think, and maybe in a few more weeks,
being rehashed.
Yeah. Summer House took a toll on a few people this year.
Did a number on Austen.
Yeah. I mean, I told him, I was like, look, I didn't have the greatest beginning of Summer House either, and I mean, to the point where I just stopped looking at the internet altogether. But then, you always come out of it.
I will say there is an advantage to having some bad moments, but then you have the relationship that everyone really loves, like publicly. Like I feel like people love you and Paige, so it's like, well, guys, Paige and Craig, we love them, so it's all
they're
okay.
clearly fine.
Like it all worked out in the end, and Austen doesn't quite have that. Like it's like, there's no
redemption story.
It hasn't come yet.
He's
We haven't
working
seen
on
it
the
yet.
redemption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The redemption
You guys,
is a work in progress.
Why the fuck did we go on this Summer House
Yes,
show?
that's exactly what we
had a good thing going with Southern Charm.
We were great. My Q scores were through the roof. Like I was like the sweetheart of Bravo, and then overnight it was just like, fuck Craig Conover, and I was like, why? Because I mean, originally we were like, they were like, come hang out with your Winter House like co-stars, and it would be a fun like reunion. And things turned dark quickly. But I mean, look, our cameras go down. They've never been on past 10 o'clock, like on Southern Charm. So we don't have to really watch ourselves that much. I just don't think Austin and I should ever do surveillance shows again. But we did just film Winter House again. And Austin decided to start taking Ambien right before Winter House. And like, this is actually something funny that you guys are going to watch. So like the last 2 hours of the night, he would just like wander into someone's bedroom and tell them all his secrets.
Oh my God.
And like the third day, he's like, Craig, was I with you last night? And I was like, yeah, man, like you said everything. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, dude, do you not remember? And he's like, no, I started taking Ambien before we came to this house. And I was like, that's not the medicine that you should be taking.
So I almost feel like it might be a turnaround for him, because people will be like, all right, now this guy's just telling us everything. Like instead of hiding things, we just know everything about him.
It's crazy, like when the social media noise is loud, and then like in Austin's case, I feel like he got a lot of shit from you guys in real life anyway. Like I heard you say, you didn't really talk to Austin after all that shit in Summer House. Like
Well, so like he was punished pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like after
he's getting
that.
re-punished.
And that's what kind of sucks, is that like it was 8 months ago, which I would love to see them cut, especially with social media now. There's so many spoilers. Like everyone already knows what the hell happened. And I would love to see them cut the time between filming and airing. But yeah, Austin... I mean, look, like or
even just like put out teasers for new seasons like faster, so people can be like, oh, look, it looks like good things are happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like he, so I remember like getting the text from Paige that weekend, and because he was supposed to go with me before, and he decided not to, and then he decided to go that week, and like him and I, like some stuff happened during the summer, which was just like, he basically had told people things that were supposed to be like a secret and stuff. And I was just like, dude, I can't trust you anymore. And so you get to see a lot of this on Southern Charm, our like makeup, which it happens like on a bridge, and I like put on a suit to intimidate him. But no, I mean, anyway, but that's a spoiler. But yeah, I mean, look, he was just in a bad place, which that shit happens. I mean, look, as much as people didn't want to address it, like he was pretty wrecked after his relationship with Madison, and he was trying to figure life out. And like, yes, he was doing it in a strange way, but at the end of the day, like he was just lost. And he spent months and months and months after that making amends with people in his life and like bettering himself. And now he's in a really good place, and all of this comes out and he has to deal with it all again. So that's the part that you kind of feel bad for.
I said this in our interview with Lindsay, that like you can be a good person and then just be bad in relationships and not great with women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just because Austen did this doesn't mean he's like the worst person on planet Earth. And I think that's where people get confused.
Well, that's a great point, actually. And I'm probably going to steal that at some point to try to explain to people because yeah, like he
could be a great friend to you and a
Like,
great
I have
friend
like
to
he's a really
girls
good
and
person who
whatever,
just
but,
does dumb stuff.
I have
in
some really good
relationships.
guy friends that I would like not set up with a family member.
Yeah.
I said that to Liz. I was like, I would not set him up with my sister, but I know he's got a good heart and
Right.
eventually he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just not happening right now.
Right.
No, and that's that's exactly the situation.
Yeah.
Like he's a good dude. Like it's why we're friends. I think people get confused. They're like, why do you guys hang out? It's like I wouldn't be best friends with him if he was like a shitty person.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
one of the more self-destructive people
If
that I
everyone
know.
was
But-
perfect in a relationship, you'd have one relationship for your entire
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, everybody
The
would be
first
in a
person you have-
relationship.
Be a pretty boring
the
world.
divorce rate wouldn't be so high.
Everyone's walking around hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it is true. It's a good point. You know, it's hard to watch when it is 8 months ago, and you now have also filmed 2 other shows.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And we're
And
like,
you guys
we
know
feel like
what happened
we're on like
on
a
those shows.
3-show delay. It's like,
Yeah.
well,
I
they're
gotta get these things out quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We're gonna have to figure stuff out because you're right. We filmed Southern Charm and Winter House.
Yeah.
and like they're not out yet.
Yeah.
And then Summer House was so long ago, and it's airing now, and it's like
we're almost to the summer again.
I'll tell you, like surviving that with Paige has been incredible because we realized like we don't fight, we don't argue about anything, but like this summer was a little tough, and like. You know, like she didn't know what was going to happen with us, even though she liked me. She's like, Craig, I don't know like what was going to, like no one
Yeah.
really knows when you're starting to date someone in the beginning. And so we were able to survive, you know, all of that stuff airing, which it wasn't easy. And I wouldn't say like we argued, but it was a kind of like, well, how'd you let a producer like trick you into that? A little bit of like frustration. But then we realized like that's the only thing we've ever kind of disagreed on as TV. And then we were able to be like, okay, like that means we have a pretty great foundation and like
Right.
like we're on a good start. But yeah, that was the TV world sometimes is pretty tough.